Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? I have a very different kind of video for you guys this evening. Can you imagine being a squaddy in Colombia at the moment? I have been looking for a squaddy in Colombia. I haven't found one yet, but if I was a squaddy in Colombia, I would be so very excited at the prospect of Harry and Meghan visiting Colombia. And from what I can see online, Colombia is currently buzzing with the excitement, just the same way we are over here. They're eagerly awaiting the arrival of Harry and Meghan. As we all know, their visit promises not to just be all about Meghan's glamour because we know our good sis knows how to throw down in the fashion department, but also that they're going to be having meaningful discussions on child protection, which is what they're going for, right? But while Colombia is busy rolling out the red carpet, the British media is busy, panicking. Panicking because, as usual, we don't need to be told, Harry and Meghan will do so well that their fame will go even further. And they are an obvious contradiction of what happens to the royal family, happens with the royal family here in the UK. Not only that, while Harry and Meghan will be executing a tour competently, efficiently, because I'm sure that each time they go on any tour, they learn from each tour they go on. So each time they're getting better and better at it. Um, but before we continue, let me say hello to everyone. So who's here? Say hello. Welcome to Isabella Bank's YouTube channel. I'm Wizzy. Tonight, we're going to be diving into the juicy details of the Sussexes' upcoming visit to Colombia. But that's not all. We're also going to be discussing the British media's latest desperate attempts to distract us from the Sussexes' trip. And trust me, the tactics they're using are just as ridiculous as they are revealing. Hmm. So, before we dig into the distractions that the British media have tried to throw up in front of us to divert our attention away from Harry and Meghan, here's a question that I have for you guys, right? When you sit down to really think about it, what would you consider is the real reason why the British press are so pressed about Harry and Meghan visiting foreign countries? What are your thoughts about the reason why they are so pressed? Let me know in the chat, okay? What you think is the reason for their objection to Harry and Meghan taking foreign trips? What do you think is really going on behind the scenes? I have some thoughts about it, so stick around. And as usual, I'm going to be presenting to you some hilarious, unusual insights. Hopefully, you'll track with me and see where I'm coming from. So, as I said before, from what I'm seeing online, Colombians are absolutely thrilled about Harry and Meghan's visit. There's even been a post circulating that outlines their entire schedule. Now, I can't say for sure that the schedule that's been circulating is accurate, but what we've got so far is this one, right? There's a guy, Chris Barron Smith. He seems to be in the know as far as Harry and Meghan's activities are concerned with all their tours. And he says that a preview of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex upcoming trip to Colombia. So Prince Harry and Meghan will be in Bogota on Thursday 15th to Friday 16th, and then Cartagena Saturday the 17th, and then Cali Sunday the 18th, where they're expected to join the Petronio Alvarez Festival. So that's a good indication of what they're going to be doing when they get to Colombia. And it's so exciting. Um, the photographs that I've seen on Colombia so far have been really, really interesting. Seems like it's a very colorful place, rich in culture and traditions. And I just love that. I love a place that embraces their cultural side. Maybe it's because it's so different from the UK where everything is just neutral, whites, grays, um, white, grays, black, and tan color, I suppose, is those are the most common colors that you see in the UK. So when I see a place where that is quite colorful, like Nigeria, like African countries tend to be a lot more colorful. I'm so excited. I'm just burst out with excitement. So clearly, this trip is not about the Colombian people wanting to hang out with royalty. It's obviously a lot more than that. It's Harry and Meghan going to people who are ready to do the work that they themselves are interested in doing. And guess what? As usual, the British media is having a bellyache about it. They are having a severe bellyache about it. Before we continue, if this is your first time on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave a comment or two in the comment section. If you have visited before and you have not yet subscribed, let's stop dating. Let's get committed to each other. Let today be the day you decide to subscribe. And for all those who have been rocking with me from the beginning, thank you so much. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section and also hit the like button, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So, you know how I've been talking about the British media and their various distractions. That's why their headlines are not my headline, okay? Because I see it differently from what most people do. I see it that they're just trying to distract our attention away from what's going on. And they know that the royal family and particularly Harry and Meghan are good real estate on their newspaper pages where people they also provide a form of entertainment. So if your entertainment is hating, then they provide you with it. If your entertainment is seeing what next they're saying about Harry and Meghan and you love Harry and Meghan, there's something there for you as well. So the first distraction they hit us with is um distraction number one. Can you guess what that distraction was? Okay, I won't keep you in suspense because I intend to move swiftly through this video. Okay. The first distraction was this one. Yes, this famous photograph that almost broke the internet for all the wrong reasons. As soon as news broke out about Harry and Meghan's Colombian trip, William and Kate conveniently popped out in a video congratulating the British Olympian team. Well, normally there's nothing wrong with that, except, where was this energy for the Invictus Games? We all watched them be radio silent when the Invictus Games was going on. So it stands to reason that a normal person would ask the question, why the snub? The Invictus Games founded by Harry had crickets from William and Kate. Is that a coincidence? I think not. I think not. And then, in the manner in which they went about it as well. I mean, William appeared with a bird. Of course, he knew that having appeared with a beard when he has not appeared with a beard, I have never seen him wear a beard before now. This is my first time, although I'm seeing some photographs online showing that he has at some point in his life actually worn a beard. But this is the first time I'm actually seeing him wear a beard. So, for someone who has been clean shaven for most of his life, of course, he knew that appearing with a beard was going to definitely be grabbing the headlines. For those people who are not really in the know or who don't really follow, you might be asking yourself, what's the big deal? I will tell you, this isn't just about facial hair. It was a huge distraction. He knew if he came out with a beard after being clean shaven for so long that it was going to break the internet. Everyone was going to be talking about it. But the question, what I'm trying to do, which is I find myself often in a very difficult position all the time when I am putting forward a different point of view from what is commonly being discussed, is what I would like us to do is when we see this kind of tactics happening, it's quite obvious, right? Well, let's ask ourselves, what are they trying to divert our attention away from? Something is obviously happening. They don't do these things randomly. They don't just take selfies and post on the internet. They don't do these kind of things randomly, right? So, why has he done it? There's clearly a reason for it, right? There's clearly a reason for it. And but I think it has kind of backfired. Don't you think it has backfired? Because first of all, he must have, you know how when we're growing up, sometimes you think of, you are stuck in your mind in how you think of yourself. Like in my mind, for the longest time, I used to remember myself the way I was when I was exactly 23 years old. Oh my God, my body was banging. The shape was going in where it was supposed to go in. I was slim. I was pert. I was toned. I was, oh my goodness. For the longest time, even when I put on pounds, I still thought of myself as being that young girl wearing size 8 that could literally wear anything. I think the same is for William. He still thinks that he's that young, coltish lad who was very handsome when he was younger. But as Harry said in Spare, he lost his looks as he grew up and became more hateful. He lost his looks as he grew up and became more hateful. Anyway, as I said, the media knew that people will go wild when they saw him with his beard, whether it was AI or not. Uh, it kind of backfired because the beard did not look good on him at all, but it achieved the objective, which was to get people talking. So, what was it they wanted us talking about? What was it that they did? What was it that they didn't want us to be talking about? That they offered us a bad photo of Will. Whatever it was, he must have made a deal to make sure that that story he didn't want told was put aside for a bad photograph of himself. Anyway, um, the squaddies on Twitter came up with this look. I'm telling you, the squaddies on Twitter are a completely different breed. Completely different breed. I'm telling you, a completely different breed. Look at what they did. Like, they just went and got this beard and they've been posting it. Not to tell you that squaddies are not just women, they're men as well in the squad. Anyway, so this was posted to have a laugh. The other distraction that we saw was this one. Okay, so distraction number two, right, was the latest non-story, which they are trying to make it into something. They're Harry and Meghan's chief of staff quitting. All right, so they're spinning this into a Harry and Meghan can't keep their staff narrative. But hold on, do you know who else has a long list of staff who've left? That's right, Will and Kate. Will and Kate. Look at this story. Did you guys remember this? When Will and Kate were looking for a palace chief with a low ego and emotional intelligence. Well, it's a case of pot calling kettle black. The irony is so rich here that you could literally be crucis easily. While the media tries to make it look like Harry and Meghan are hemorrhaging staff, Will and Kate have had their fair share of departures as well, but to which they have said nothing, which makes us realize that, of course, it is a non story. They are just saying it's just outrage reporting. They want us to click on the story, they want us to get outraged, they want us to talk about it, debate it. They already know the truth. They're just filling their pages for clickbait, and they want people to argue amongst themselves. Again, the things that they should be talking about, they are not talking about. They just put out that clickbait because the fan base of Will and the fan base of Meghan and Harry have also provided them with an audience who they can write to. You know how they do buyer personas, where they sit back and think of, okay, it's a slow news day. What are we going to write about? What if there's nothing that they do on their agenda that they want to talk about? Then they write for Harry and Meghan fans or Will and Kate fans. Anything that they know that is going to trigger them, that will cause the story to trend, that's what they go with. Um, so what was distraction number three? Distraction number three was a fun twist, actually. The fun twist was that even the royal reporters couldn't agree on who broke the story first. So Chris Ship had had tweeted, and he said how Harry and Meghan's chief of staff quits just months into the job, and crucially, just days before the Sussexes' second high profile international tour. And Richard Eden, I have a word in my mind for how he has behaved here, but I'm a bit too polite to say it. And maybe YouTube might kick me off here or demonetize my video. So I will not say the word. But he said, what a joke. It would have been more honest if you had attributed that to a spokesman for the Sussexes, admitted you hadn't spoken to Kettler, and mentioned that the story is only known at all because I revealed it on Mail Online last night. The girls are fighting. The girls are fighting. Ah, and what was the next one? The distraction number four. When I tell you these people are throwing everything at the wall to see which one will stick or which story will trend the longest to keep the fans base of both sides engaged, believe me. So distraction number four was this one. So Joe Rogan has decided that he would take a jab at Prince Harry in his latest Netflix stand-up special, mocking him over COVID-19 vaccines. He actually called him, "You're not a scientist, B," because he says that Harry was talking mess about him. So this was his own way of retaliating. And Prince Harry is getting a lot of hate at the moment. So of course, he's an easy target and it's easy for him to jump on the bandwagon. Okay. Well, Harry is a big boy. He can handle it. But then again, does someone tell me who is checking for Joe Rogan? Like, who cares? What value does his opinion when it comes to Harry and Meghan have? I would almost dare to say absolutely nothing. I would dare to say absolutely nothing. And then the next distraction was this one. Apparently, the media are trying to make a meal out of this story. They say they went and they did an investigation. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry U-turn. Canada paid for extra police during their trip to Canada the other time. Well, this is an old story, really. It's a rehash of an old story. But as I said, the media is desperate to make it seem like there is a scandal somewhere. but they have been unable to get traction on any of these outrage headlines that they have been putting out. And let me see, the final distraction which I took notice of was this one, distraction number 6, right? So, distraction number 6 is the UK media claiming that Harry and Meghan are being used to distract Colombians from Colombia's problems. This is so rich. It's like when self-aware is not even aware of being unaware of themselves, if there is anything like that. I mean, mirror, mirror on the wall, before pointing fingers at Colombia, you would think that the UK would at least make a little bit of an attempt to look closer to home. I mean, we just almost had polite and civilized society descending into chaos, not even just 3 days ago. And here they are, still trying to claim that Colombia is the worst society. What about theirs? What about theirs? What about theirs? Anyway, so the question still remains, though. I mean, I like to do deep dives all the time when I am doing these things because a lot of the times what they are doing, the headlines make no sense to me. But the question I ask myself is, why are the British press so obsessed with Harry and Meghan's visits abroad? And just thinking about it, and after analyzing the headlines, it just becomes very simple to me, especially when I take the research that I'm currently doing into um, filing the petition at the UN. When I take that into consideration, I see that the more popular and Harry become globally, the less effective the smear campaign is against them. And this popularity threatens the narrative the British press are working so hard to entrench in society globally. They wish it would be global. And let's not forget that if the Sussexes build strong relationships with these nations, they could band together to make a case against media harassment on their behalf. This is exactly what international organizations like the United Nations need to advocate against the ongoing smear campaign. So, guys, just a quick reminder, we have 2 days now before the trip to Colombia. Let's take it easy when there are any misunderstandings about who said what being reported, especially by the British media, because the Sussexes, they need allies. Okay, I know I've said it before and I'm not trying to repeat it over and over, but I think we need to calm down a lot and be a lot more analytical in the way we deal with the British media headlines, because they know how to trigger us now and they use it at will. They use their headlines at will to get themselves to trend. Anyway, before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to support one of the most ardent supporters of this channel, Carmen from Commonplace Beauty. Carmen is a fellow squaddy who runs a channel dedicated to beauty, especially makeup tips for mature women. Let's face it, we all want to avoid those cringe-worthy makeup mistakes that can happen as we get older, right? And Carmen has got the tips on her channel to help us out. Also, the right products that we need to be using. So, I'm going to be dropping the link to her channel in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to her channel, please go ahead to subscribe to her channel. She is a good one. Um, let's rally together and get Carmen up to 1,000 subscribers. As I always say, we rise by lifting others up. The link to her channel is now in the description box below. If you haven't already subscribed to her channel, please show her some love by subscribing to her channel. Okay. All right. Then what else? Oh, While I was thinking about this, I thought it would be a good idea to get to know Colombia. So I traveled to Colombia through the internet. Just checking Colombia out. Obviously, never been there, but just checking it out. And I discovered some fun facts about Colombia, of which I'm going to share six of them with you. Are you ready? Okay. So, uh, the first fun fact is, did you guys know that Colombia is actually named after Christopher Columbus? I did not know that. It might have been obvious to some people, but I did not know that. It wasn't always called Colombia. It used to be called the Republic of New Grenada until 1886, when the name was changed to Colombia. And name changes are just the start of Colombia's cool history. Yes. Guess what you're seeing on the screen? If you ever heard of the El Dorado legend, have you ever heard of it? Okay, I'll tell you all about it. Did you know that this mythical city of El Dorado is actually just a myth? Yeah, it's the story behind it is that a king supposedly covered himself in gold and dove into a lake in order to appease a water spirit. And this is Colombian ancestry. I was just looking at it and I thought to myself, talk about ancient bling, bling, bling. Imagine covering yourself with gold in order to appeal to a water spirit. But yeah, this is Colombian uh, mythical stories. Another thing, interesting fact about Colombia is that Colombia is crazy about soccer, from their iconic jerseys to their heartthrob James Rodriguez. Football is life in Colombia. Another interesting fact is dance is central to life in Colombia. If you ever hear music in Colombia, you dance, no questions asked. The country is drenched in rhythm, and Colombians are always ready to move. Um, and the next interesting fact is about this lake or river. It's called Cano Cristales, which is also known as the liquid rainbow. It's one of the world's most beautiful rivers and it's located in Colombia. It turns vibrant red, not like blood red, but it's at certain patches in the water, it turns red, and getting there is a true adventure. I don't know all the stories or details about the reason why it turns red and other colors, but yeah, it's one of the sights that you get to see when you go to Colombia if you're in the area. And the next one is Shakira, Shakira. So, global pop sensation. Shakira hails from Colombia. She wrote her first poem at age 4 and it became a song. She danced her way into the world of fame and is recognized globally as a successful artist. Those are my six interesting facts about Colombia. If you're interested in information like this, I think for every day that the Sussexes are there, I will do some shorts sharing more information that I have gleaned off online about Colombia. But I think that um, this is one of the things that I think that Harry and Meghan do, because when they travel to different countries, they bring their people into that country. We might not be there physically, but because they're going there now, see, I've gone to find out more information about Colombia, and I just see how interesting the place is. The media only reports about the negative aspects of Colombia, but they don't talk about their rich culture and heritage and how the people. Do you know that they have over 100, um, they have about 88 different languages in Colombia, and they have about 102 different communities. That was part of what I was reading. I was reading up on it, and I just thought to myself, oh my God, it's really diverse. And um, compared to Spain, they have the highest percentage of people who speak Spanish in Colombia, even more than Spain. So it seems like it is a very interesting place to be at. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Lorna, what did you say? Lorna says Colombia also has a thriving fashion industry, and Winter goes to the fashion shows every once in a while. I can imagine, because if you check out Colombia online, their fashion is 10/10 minus nothing. It's very interesting and it looks so good. So that's really nice as well. Anyway, the idea is not to keep you guys on here for too long. I'm just gonna have a look at your comments. Cynthia, hi Cynthia, it's been a while. Nice to see you. What's this? I came home today and my friends are taking turns staying with me during the first days of my recovery. Oh, what happened? You had an operation. Oh, wow. Oh, I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Please get better soon. We missed you. We missed you. Um, uh, JC says, why are we promoting Rohan? This is what he does. I'm not promoting him. I'm not promoting anybody. I'm just talking about the distractions that they try to put in the way of the Sussexes trip. Um, um, uh, Puppy Love says Will and Kate has dozens of turnover in months for sure. For some reason, I never trusted that guy. Don't know what it was. Hmm. You have a lot better discernment than I did. I was just happy that Harry and Meghan had, because they're into so much and they need super capable hands to handle the kind of rooms and discussions and corporate moves that they make. They need extremely capable hands. They can't just have any old person. And I think when I look at them, this is the reason why I'm actually in this struggle with them, to try and get them out of it. Because the struggle is that people is, I think it's the struggle is on both sides, for Harry and Meghan and their staff, and for the people that need to work with them. There's such a daily drip of negativity. Even though you are um, dealing with a person on a day-to-day basis, it makes it difficult for the employer, because all the time you have someone who would perhaps want to take advantage of the negativity you're receiving. After all, the person said that they were good at their job. They never said that they were a saint, right? And so Harry and Meghan have that added challenge of being able to manage the companies they work with and the staff they employ in the face of the negativity, because I'm sure it seeps into the relationships that they have in one way or the other. But this is the reason why we are here, to try and make sure that it doesn't affect them too much. Um, Hi Lorna, how are you? Good to see you. And hi, Connie Barma. Thank you for leaving a message for me earlier. I saw it. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hi, Joyce. How are you? Always good to see your comments. Good Tuesday evening to you, Isabella, and everyone. I'm so excited about the commentary. I am not going to be getting any sleep. Trust and believe. I will be literally chained to my computer. And Puppy Love says, I would like to touch base with you here. I live in your neck of the woods. Oh, really? Oh, send me an email, please. Let's talk. I am always up for some girl time. Colombia, Beto Perez, Super Hot is the founder. I was an international Zoom. Really? Really? Oh, wow. That is. Oh, that is. You're always doing interesting stuff. Oh, and I love that for you. I wish I went out and did more of what I would like to do, but I'm kind of introverted, so I really have to push myself out of the door to do stuff sometimes. I am more of a traveler online and in my books, but this year I have actually been pushing myself to do a lot more. Okay, guys. Lorna says the chief of staff was hired on a 3-month trial basis. Maybe his agenda didn't align with the Sussexes. Working with people of the Harry and Meghan status requires a whole different skill set. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree with that as well. You're in the Midlands. Oh, okay. That's not too far away from where I am. I am about an hour and a half away from Birmingham. So, Colombia, here we come. I can't wait. I can't wait for the discussions. I can't wait to see how they interact with the locals. It's always lovely to see. I can't wait for the fashion. I can't wait. I just can't wait for everything. I really love to see Harry and Meghan going about and doing their business, and more importantly, networking with people who are going to work with them to push up against this smear campaign that they're under. This is the bane of their existence currently. All right, guys. So this is me done. That's all I have for this video. Until next time, this is Wheezy signing out. Okay, stay curious, stay informed, and let's keep this conversation going. Ciao. Oh no, Bristol, puppy love, Bristol. All right, let's talk off here because you know the way YouTube is. I really don't want to give out too much of my personal information on the tube. All right, loves. Bye bye. Bye.